Today I'm going to teach you something new. So this is independent clause and the dependent clause. So these two underlying topics are the topics of the day, and first I want to define them. That independent clauses are those which contain the subject, verb and the object, and in the end they give the clear meaning, clear concept. They are called the independent clause, and they are sometimes called the main clause of the sentences. And it is not necessary that they should come in the starting, in the beginning of the sentence. Sometimes they come. Sometimes the dependent clause may come in the start of the sentence. Now, what are the dependent clauses? Dependent clauses are those, they may have subject and the verb, but they shouldn't have the objects. And sometimes they have the subject, verb and the objects, but more importantly that they are always supported by a relative pronoun, mainly by a conjunction, by an adverb and by an adjective phrase. But more or less you would be finding a conjunction with the dependent clause. So another name of the dependent clause is subordinate clause. Subordinate. And another name of the independent clause is, you can say, main clause. So today I am teaching you main clause and the subordinate clause, or independent clause and the dependent clause. This is one of the flaws of our education system. When the teachers teach the students, they just teach students with the one clause, with one sentence. Like, I go to school, I eat an apple, she washes clothes. Full stop, the story ends. Actually, the story should not end. When you are teaching students the simple grammar, then I think it's okay. But when the students reach at the higher secondary levels, the students must be introduced with the complex sentences other than the simple sentences. So simple sentence means that contains the one clause, one sentence, subject, verb and the object. Complex means the sentence may have two and sometimes three clauses. So the definition of the clause, did you understand? I'm repeating. A sentence that has subject, verb and the object, and in the end it gives you the clear meaning. So it is called the clause, and it is also the same definition of the independent clause. And the dependent clause means it does not give you the clear meaning, and it has subject and the verb. And sometimes the dependent clause or the subordinate clause, they have three things like subject, verb and the object. But you know what is the recognition point of the subordinate clause or the dependent clause? That they have relative pronouns, mainly a conjunction, an adverb and an adjective. So maybe an adverbial phrase or adjective phrase, it could be anything, adjective or adjective phrase. So this is the short description of independent and the dependent clause. So now further more is described in these sentences. So you have to, I would request to the cameraman to please focus on these sentences so that my audiences who are watching this video and the students who are watching this video live in my class, they can understand. So if he did not go to the party because he was tired. Now I clearly mentioned by underlining the sentence that it is the independent clause and it is this part is the dependent clause. So I tell you why. Because if you can see that in sentence number 1, subject, helping verb, main verb and the object. So this is the independent clause. And after this you can see that subject and the verb and it is supported by conjunction. I told you that conjunction and relative pronoun and adverb and adjective, they are the recognition, they are the identification of the dependent or the subordinate clause. And I also told you that it is not necessary that they should come after the independent clause. They may come in the start. Look at the sentence number 2. If it rains, we will cancel the picnic. Now, if it rains, so this is the dependent or the subordinate clause. So, independent and dependent clause, they are the action and the reaction of each other. Now, see, if it rains is the action, and we will cancel the picnic is the reaction. So, here is the condition that if it rains, if it rains is the dependent clause, and we will cancel the picnic is the main clause. How it is the dependent clause? If you can see that in the start we have if, and if is conjunction, and it rains, it is a subject and rains is just verb, okay, and then we will cancel the picnic, subject, helping verb and object. So do you understand? So this is quite unlikely to have just dependent clause. Like if you can see on this board, that suppose if you just write while I was cooking and full stop, then it is a mistake, then it's wrong sentence. While I was cooking and then there is no story ahead, so that means it is a wrong sentence. Then you must say something or you must write something ahead. Okay, while I was cooking, he knocked at the door, then full stop, you can write comma, and then further you may write he knocked at the door, or anything else that must be fitting to the. So here is, this is the dependent clause and the other one is the main clause. Okay, and because she is tired, she went to bed. Do you understand? Now, because she is tired, full stop is the wrong sentence. Okay, so now sentence number 3. Although she is wealthy, she lives a simple life. Now, although she is wealthy is dependent or the subordinate clause, because although is conjunction, okay, and she lives a simple life, that is independent clause. Do you understand? Okay, she missed the bus, so I should underline the recognition point of the subordinate clause. Okay, although she is wealthy, she lives a simple life, she missed the bus, so is adverb, so she walked to work. Now, she walked to work is a complete sentence that gives you the meaning, but yet it is subordinated because it is having a recognition point of itself, that is so adverb. Do you understand? And then we have, when I finished my homework, I will watch TV. Again, action to the reaction. I will watch TV, this is the main clause, and when is a relative pronoun that shows time. Okay, when I finished my homework, and here is no other connection, just comma. Can you see? This is just comma. When I finished my homework, I will watch TV. So they are quite, so means this sentence is quite dependent upon this sentence. Means you can watch TV when you will finish your homework. So do you understand? So you can understand the dependence and the independence. Okay, while he was sleeping, can you tell me that in number 6 someone stole his wallet? Can you tell me that in sentence number 6 which is independent and which is dependent clause? Sentence number 6. In sentence number 6, while he was sleeping, someone stole his wallet. Which is independent and which is dependent? Exactly. So while while he was sleeping is dependent. Why? Because while is there. Okay, while is there. While may be adverb. Okay, while is the adverb of time. He was sleeping. Someone stole his wallet, and someone stole his wallet is the independent clause. So it's not necessary that independent clause only should come in the first place. No. So since he was here, again, dependent clause comes in the first place. Let's start the meeting. So I will call you when I arrive. I will call you. This is the main clause, and when I arrive is again the subordinate. Okay. Unless you study hard, you will fail in exam. So the dependent plus independent. Okay. I was reading a book. Here subject is missing. I was reading a book while he was cooking. And let's read the remaining sentence. If it rains tomorrow, the story should not end here. If it rains tomorrow, we will go on holidays. If it rains tomorrow, we will go on holiday. Okay, when we arrived at the station, he had already gone. Okay, although he studied hard, he could not clear the exam. So when there is the subordinate clause, so there must be a main clause, I mean to say. And subordinate clause is always supported by conjunction, relative pronoun, adverbs, or the adjective. Thank you very much for joining. So please watch this video before delivering the presentation. Thank you so much.